Like the fever. Kind of there, yeah. Yep.
Okay, good evening. We'll call the March 7th, I'm sorry. Yeah. April 4th, 2024, Planning Commission, meeting into session. We'll start with, the roll call
Chair Clow,
here.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Lucero.
Here.
Commissioner McGee. Could you turn on your microphone when you speak, please?
Here.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Morondo.
Here.
Commissioner Reland.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. And Pledge of Allegiance, Commissioner Whelan, can you read us? We'll go to the approval of the agenda. And at some point, I would like Commissioner Sasha McGee to be introduced. When do you think it's appropriate to do that? Right now? Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Chair Clow. I thought we would just get a couple introductions out of the way. And there's a few new faces in the room. I just wanted to point out, yeah, we have new Planning Commissioner Sasha McGee, so welcome. She was appointed at last week's governing body council. So congratulations. I'll let her give a little introduction. And then I also want to just make sure everybody knows Senior Planner Carly Vendetti, who's going to give the presentation of the Certificate of Compliance presentation tonight.
Thank you. Seisha McGee. I am a member of District 3. Really beautiful community. Excited to be here and looking forward to connecting with all of you.
Can you give us a little bit about your background?
Sure. My professional background is in project management and business analysis, primarily in IT, though I've managed and analyzed quite a bit. I have attended virtually lots of early neighborhood notification and planning commission meetings, so I am familiar with the majority of you already. I know I'm a new face, but typically, I guess I've seen most of you already. What would you like to know? Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next, approval of the agenda. Any changes to the agenda? If not, entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
Would you like me to do roll call votes on these?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Lucero,
Yes.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morondo,
Yes.
Commissioner Reland,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
The motion has been approved.
And next we'll go to the approval of the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the item on the consent agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Lucero,
Yes.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morondo,
Yes.
Commissioner Reland,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence.
Yes.
The motion has been approved.
Okay, and next we'll move to the approval of the February 1, 2024 minutes. Any changes to those minutes?
No changes.
Any changes from commissioners? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morondo,
Yes.
Commissioner Reland,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Lucero.
Yes.
The motion has been approved.
And then now we'll move to the approval of findings and conclusions in case number 2023-7639, 1309 St. Francis Drive rezoning. Any changes to those findings and conclusions?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to note that the date is incorrect on those. They were submitted for the March Planning Commission meeting, so the date would need to be updated to today's date.
Thank you. Any changes from commissioners? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve? Second.
Commissioner Morondo,
Yes.
Commissioner Reland,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Lucero,
Yes.
Commissioner McGee.
Yes.
The motion has been approved.
Okay, there's no old business, so we'll move to new business and call the case number 2024-771, 160 Lorenzo Road Certificate of Compliance.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoy being here this evening. My name is Carla Vendetti, as Maggie said, and I joined the team here last May as a planner. And since I've moved up in February as a senior planner, I've worked with some of you before. It's exciting to see some familiar faces since this is my first planning commission tonight. However, I think this case has maybe been with the department as long as I have, if not longer. So they tried to do it administratively before, and we had to bring it to all of you tonight because legal out of record is a tricky subject in this city. We live in the Wild West, but we're doing our best, and hopefully I can help you discern how it can come into compliance. So as Chair Klaus said, this is case 7771, my apologies, 160 Lorenzo Road. One moment. So without all of my visual aids that are very helpful, I'm happy to talk you through this case. It went away. It's plugged in.
Okay.
And now all you're getting are blank PowerPoint slides. And that's okay, because first things first is legal out of
Here you go,
record.
Here you go.
What is coming into
Here we go.
compliance?
I think we just.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened there, why they all added new slides. Yeah, sounds great. All right. Thanks, Maggie. I think once I entered presentation mode, it kind of went on the fritz. So hopefully now we're back in business. So legal out of record is a byproduct of Chapter 14, specifically Chapter 14-3.7. The specific definition is listed here. A lot that was created prior to the date of any applicable provision of law that required the lot to be approved as part of a subdivision, or that has been created as part of a subdivision created in accordance with all applicable laws and ordinances. So there's a couple different methodologies to prove it, whether it is or is not legal. Different ways include plat of survey with city signatures of approval recorded with the county clerk, a plat of survey showing the lot in question or a warranty deed describing the property in question in its current configuration that predates the code, that code date being December 5th, 1962, a certificate of compliance that we are going after tonight, or the partition method in which the court brings that into compliance. So tonight, we're kind of tracing the origins of the property, and I have to bring you back quite a few years. So I started, of course, where any good planner would start. It's the Scanlon map. And I'm sure many of you have seen this either as my Zoom background or just in doing some research on your own. 160 Lorenzo, as it exists now, straddles what used to be the Salvador Gonzalez land grant and part of the Scanlon map, that part being block 179, lot 5. Currently, it's zoned R5 and is non-contributing status in the downtown and Eastside Historic District. So when I say it's a difficult journey to get to where we're going tonight, the configuration of this parcel is actually 5 small parcels. So I, with the help of this great attorney, Carl Summer, was able to track down warranty deeds and plats to piece these 5 together. And to start, it's parcel E. It was subdivided from the Salvador Gonzalez land grant back in 1951, so pre-code. It was sold later by the Quintana family to the Trujillo family. I want you to keep the Trujillo family in mind because they're a reoccurring character. In 1970, they took on this first piece of property, parcel E, where their single family home was. This home was built in the 1940s, so about pre-code as well. Next, we have parcels F and C. These were also part of the land grant. They were bought by the Trujillo family from the Archuleta family, who previously subdivided both. They were purchased 3 days apart in 1974. So first was parcel C on July 26th, followed by parcel F 3 days later. As you can see, the Trujillo family were acquiring land around their single-family home to make up more of a yard. On to the next, parcel D, you could kind of see the remnants of that sharp line from lot 5, block 179 on the Scanlon map. That was purchased in 1978 by the Trujillo family. Previously, it was sold 3 times. So we get to our our second to last property, but the majority of this property, parcel B, also carved from the Salvador Gonzalez land grant and sold to the Archuleta family before it was passed on later to the Trujillo family to complete the current configuration by May 5th, 1982. So actually it was the last one. My apologies. So if you've been following me, from 1970 to 1982, the Trujillo family acquired parcels from B to F to extend the land around their single-family home. Susie Trujillo, we found out, lived in this single-family home until her passing in 2021. 2022, an executor of her will went ahead and sold this property to the applicant, J.J. Shapiro, who's now represented by the attorney, Carl Summer. Parcel A represents the current configuration. So those 5 parcels that we spoke about, those are all now A. However, it gets tricky because in our GIS system, it's addressed as 3 separate properties: 160 Lorenzo, 0 Lorenzo, and 1193 Cerro Gordo Road. It's a little complicated when we first got this over a year ago, right? So through all of our research, we found out that in 2022, the warranty deed that it was sold under actually illegally consolidated the 5 parcels into 3, these 3 addressed lots. Now, the applicant would like 1 lot to continue the single-family home use. When we look at any sort of use, making a lot, considering it legal, bringing it to a certificate of compliance, it must be without any extreme nonconformities that are exacerbated by this, and we can't be creating any new nonconformities. So when we're looking at dimensional standards for an R5 lot, it meets the standard lot size. It's above the minimum lot size at 8,712 square feet. The lot coverage is well below 40%. The setbacks came into compliance as they continued to grab parcels and bring them in. And it's 1 story. So any future building permits would require it to follow step backs according to current Chapter 14 dimensional standards. There are also 2 parking spaces. Back in 1982, when the Trujillos had all of these lots around their single-family home, they weren't mandated to consolidate. And nobody in the recent past has tried to add a new building to this lot. So they were also not forced to consolidate until our applicant came in trying to get a building permit and do further work on this property. There was a building permit granted in error. However, that's where we caught this, right? And since it's been in our office for about a year. As the case planner on this, I do hope that you see the story of how we got to this point tonight. And I support approval because not only does it meet dimensional standards, but in the future, it would allow for the maintenance of a single-family home in this neighborhood. So thank you. Any questions?
Any questions? No?
All right. I know it was a tricky one, so I'm glad you followed. So we'll require 1 motion for this case should the commission approve the request.
Mr. Summers?
You and Carl. You swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Carl Summer. My address is Post Office Box 2476, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87504. Welcome, Commissioner. I'm sure you'll be a great addition. I just have a couple of comments. This property was purchased by the people who did the improvements and really refurbished this house. A permit was issued on all the work that they did. They went through the H board, they did all that stuff. It's when he came back to do more work that it was caught that the original permit was issued with the wrong plat. It just wasn't there. And so that happens a lot. There are a lot of houses that have permits that have been issued because legal lot of record was not One, it wasn't really trained in city staff over the many, many years. Now it is being trained by Carly, Dan, and everybody else there, and so it's caught. That's a good thing because as a real estate professional, you come in and the first thing you ask on a purchase of a property is this a legal lot of record now? And if the answer is no, then you know that you've got some more. So I think that this is going to be more and more common as training gets better, and you might see more of these, and some of them are justified, some of them aren't justified. This is a puzzle that was put together, and I got to tell you, the quality of the report is something that you probably wouldn't see in the legal profession. This report is so well done and well analyzed. I commend the work on it, and I commend the training that's going on in the land use department to catch these things as they come up. So we agree with everything that Ms. Vendetti has said, and we hope to bring this into compliance tonight. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Commissioner Smith? Nope. Okay. Are you making a motion? We do. We'll open this matter up for public comments. Seeing as there's no one here, I think there's probably no public comment. How about on Zoom?
One second. I don't see any hands up on Zoom.
So we'll go ahead and close the public comment section of the meeting, and Commissioner Smith?
Approval of case 2024-7771 on 160 Lorenzo Road, certificate of compliance, sorry.
Second.
Commissioner Smith,
Aye.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Lucero,
Yes.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morondo,
Yes.
Commissioner Reland.
Yes.
The motion has been approved.
So now we'll move to staff communications.
Thank you, Chair Clow. We don't have too many updates. I did hear, so it's great to have, more representation on the commission, especially from D3. We still have 2 vacancies in D3 and D4. So anticipating, new members and potentially some more training. I did share with Commissioner McGee some of when Commissioner Morondo and Lucero joined the commission a couple of years ago now, almost like 2 years ago now. We did that series of presentations on affordable housing, on water, transportation. So I shared those with Commissioner McGee, and I think if we continue to, gain in membership, we can do another round of presentations and trainings. So if, I would just follow the similar pattern, addressing, those kind of key areas that we review, and we can do another kind of legal training as well, talking about the code and open meetings and those sorts of things. So we'll just hopefully anticipate that, maybe over the summer, kind of scheduling that. So if everybody's on board. Okay, yeah, we do. Well, we do have one potential new D4 commissioner. Her name is Christina Marquis. So, and I'm going to I understand she will be appointed at next week's April 10th governing body hearing. So, and I'll be doing some outreach to her this week, and hopefully anticipate that she can join us in May.
And Jason, can you provide an update on the special committees?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, I'm not sure I can provide an update, but we, you appointed the two special committees at a recent planning commission. So thank you for that. And we are in the midst of working, very focused efforts on the phase one update for the land development code. And one of the committees, we really want them to focus on the phase two objectives. And so we will be, reaching out to you soon to work on those, but we really are looking for, assistance to staff, to provide, your expertise and in your backgrounds to move these big objectives forward, like outdoor dining, for example, or the land use facilitation process that you all have already worked on. So we have a list of those that we will be bringing forward to you, but they really are intended for phase two work. So I don't see this as being a committee that's going to be, progressively working every month with us on something, but it will be, periodic and definitely coming up once, I would say, September, October, we're going to start, looking hard at those kind of big objectives that first committee can help with. And then the second committee, I mean, now that we're looking at having eight members, I think we can have a subcommittee of 4 members convene at this point and really focus in on reviewing and editing the phase one changes, non-substantive changes to the code that we do want to get approved by September, October of this year. So that will be a push coming up. Is that?
Yeah, so as I understand it, the one committee that's dealing with the code, they're meeting until we have 8 people on the commission. I won't be on it. There'll only be 3 people, which is fine. And then, as I understand it, the other subcommittee will deal with more specific issues that are going to be part of phase 2, and that would be the ENN process and the outdoor dining, and maybe something else that might come up. But
yes, Madam Chair, we do have a list that is not coming to mind right now. We have a list of these big issues, and also there will be issues that come up that haven't been identified yet for phase 2. That we will, definitely want your assistance with. So those are just yet to be determined. But we definitely are interested in having your, the brain trust of the Planning Commission help with those.
any questions? Any matters from the commission? Everybody's quiet tonight. Okay, so we'll adjourn.